Welcome to the Knowledge Gumbo Podcast, where we mix together timeless wisdom and thought-provoking stories using quotes, saying, proverbs, book passages primarily by Black women. I am your host, Alicia Thomas, and fellow knowledge seeker. All right, let's stir the pot with this quote. Deal with yourself as an individual worthy of respect and make everyone else deal with you the same way, by Nikki Giovanni. Nikki Giovanni is recognized for her role in the Black arts movement of the 1960s and has published more than 30 books of poetry, essays, and children's literature. Let's look at this from the standpoint of, is self-respect the key to attracting the right people into your life? That is a key in the sense that who you are, or let's take it back another way, you cannot expect from others what you will not give yourself. And I think that's the key to self-respect, is that you want respect from other people, yet you put yourself last. You don't respect yourself. You let other people disrespect you in the name of love, in the name of help, in the name of, I just want to be a good team member. And that is not the right road to take. You have to have self-respect, because if you don't, everything gets attracted negatively, because self-respect repels negativity. When you respect yourself, you don't even bother with all the trolls and the people that will come in and try to make you feel less than, because you know inside of yourself who you truly are. And everything outside of that is just plain noise. And I mean that in the best way. And that I had an opportunity to participate in PodFest with the ECAM fam, helping out at their booth. And I met an incredible young lady, a teenager who was looking to start her own podcast. And she was kind of defeated in that she thought she wanted to do it, but she didn't think she could, because she had received so much negativity from other things that she had posted, and things like reels and just regular posts. But this young lady was a cancer survivor, a brain cancer survivor. And I told her she had a story that someone needed to hear. She could be the voice that she needed but couldn't find when she was diagnosed. She could be the encouragement that someone else needs who have heard those words, you have brain cancer. But she was so downtrodden about people saying negative things, because the brain cancer affected her speech. It kind of affected a little bit of her facial features. But I told her, you know what you've been through. You know what you've conquered. Love on yourself. Hurt people. So just look at them as like they're damaged and they're trying to damage other people, and just let them go. And one thing that was really incredible is, and I'm laughing from the standpoint of, she did not know you could block people on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. And I'm telling her, yes, on Facebook, you can unfriend people. On Instagram and on YouTube, you can block people. You don't have to see them anymore. They don't have to have access to you. I said, but you have to start from the standpoint of, I have value. There's a message in me. My voice matters. There's a me-sized hole in someone out there. And if I don't do it, that hole doesn't get filled. The other thing with self-respect is it creates spaces for change. When we look at the author of the quote, Nikki Giovanni, when she first applied to Fisk and went, she couldn't adjust. She didn't adjust to the atmosphere and to the rules and regulations. But what she did was, once she gathered up, this is what I want to do and this is who I want to be, and she went back and talked to the dean, the first thing she did to the dean was admit that she was wrong. And there's a power in admitting when you are wrong, and it fuels your self-respect, because you know you can self-correct. And it was powerful that was the first thing she said to the dean in order to help her get readmitted to college. that she came in with the wrong attitude and the wrong air, and that she was wrong and she was ready to do the work that would be necessary for her to graduate. And that's just powerful when you think about it. She gains more self-respect for herself, I believe, by admitting her faults. But also that respect climbed when she made the pivot, made the change to be different the second time around. And another thing that pops off in my head as I think about it is like all those people during the Olympics that were beauty conscious or just wanting to pick something negative about Simone Biles. She does tricks, flips, tumbles that no one can do, whether they're male or female. And instead of looking in awe and appreciation for her gifts, for her time, the amount of work that she put in to be able to do those things, people were commenting about her hair, that it wasn't dyed, fried, and laid to the side. That is so short-minded. That is so many people thinking and trying to bring her down to their level to make themselves feel comfortable because they're not willing to pick a goal and put in the work to get to where they need to be. But what I really loved is Simone's clapback was like, I don't really care if my edges aren't smooth, because to me, what's smooth is her tumbling pass. What's smooth is her vault. What's smooth is her work on the balance beam. What's smooth is her routines on the uneven bar, is why she is the most decorated gymnast. And people don't look at the greatness and take lessons and learnings from. They go and try to find minute things to what they probably think, well, she needs to come down a peg. No, we need to celebrate greatness. We need to learn the lessons from her greatness. And we need to apply that to ourselves because, and again, it improves our self-respect. I'm a better person for having seen the work that she puts in, because that encourages me to know that if I'm focused, if I concentrate and I put the work in, greatness is awaiting me. But greatness doesn't come without that work. One important thing that you really need to look at from the standpoint of self-respect is you get what you tolerate. And we have to demand respect in the way we carry ourselves. And like I said before, in the way we prepare for whatever work we put our mind to doing. You get what you tolerate. It is not something that you can just say, well, that's just how that person is, or she's always treated me that way. No, we have to commit to putting a stop to being misused, to being abused, from the smallest to the greatest. Because if you don't deal with the microaggressions that people come against you, it leads to beating you down until the next thing you know, you're getting blatantly disrespected because there was no way to stop it. There's no way you took the time out to stop it before it got to that point. So it's not letting the little things slide, taking advantage of cutting things off at the beginning. It's kind of like with abusers. They start small. There are microaggressions and you need to be aware and cut it off at the beginning, because if there are no consequences, that is your way of giving them permission to do more, to attack with more force, more viciousness. People will take what you give them. So we have to not tolerate any form of disrespect. But at the same time, you have to flip it and don't disrespect others. Be respectful. To not attack people unjustly, even if they are wrong, correct in love, not with the air of superiority that you're the better person. Because one of the things I always say is everybody's an ex something. We all came from something that we had to conquer that did not serve us to be the better person that we are now. No one goes through this life unscathed without making mistakes. We all had things that we had to overcome and conquer. And if you remember that, that allows you to be gracious and kind to people. There's a saying that you need to fly with eagles and not with chickens. Eagles fly together. They fly high above the fray, whereas chickens are on the ground scratching the dirt, trying to find whatever they can find. So which way do you want to live? To me, I prefer to fly with eagles. So let's look at this quote one more time. Deal with yourself as an individual worthy of respect and make everyone else deal with you the same way, by Nikki Giovanni. As I'm looking at it now, you're saying, hey, it's not that bad, but it is. You have to demand respect. But it's not a point of asking for more than you deserve. It's not a point of beating someone over the head with your accomplishments. You are a human being, first and foremost, beyond being Black, beyond being a woman, beyond being Christian or Muslim or any other title that you hold or claim. First and foremost, you are a human being, and therefore you are worthy of a certain level of respect. And you have to carry yourself accordingly that people automatically turn on that level of self-respect. Let's look at our challenge for this week in that what's one small act of self-care you can commit to this week that will boost your self-respect? Just one small tiny little act that you can say moves yourself forward. If it's just not something as simple as not laughing at an inappropriate joke. If it's a measure of just not tolerating someone calling you out of your name, even if it's wrapped in a joke. Addressing somebody's passive aggressiveness. But just think about it. What is one small act that you can commit to that will help boost your own self-respect? If this is your first time, don't subscribe or follow, watch, or listen to more episodes before you commit. Because as we like to say here, we want family members, not hostages, in our gumbo kitchen. Thank you for listening and or watching. If you received some value from this episode, share it with 2 of your people. For my audio fam, please leave a positive review. For the video fam, please like this episode and leave a comment below. Remember, you are always welcome to pull up a chair. There's always room at the table. The gumbo is hot and it is made with love. See you next week.